Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see about the introduction of API. API stands for Application Program Interface. Generally, API helps in collecting the data from the source and sending information to the destination. It is a well-renowned method to communicate between two servers. So API specifies how software components should interact. You may think of it as a contract between a client and a server. So in general, it is a most famous way of communicating between any website. For taking Facebook or Google, it takes API to perform this particular action. So for example, let's take an example of AC. So AC can be operated by using remote. So this is an application, program and interface. So here we are going to see about web APIs. So when a client makes a request in a specific format, the server will always try to respond in a documented format and initiated a defined action. So what it means is, so the client makes a request asking for specific information. So the server is designed to perform a designed documented format to the destination server. So web-based API provides usually information. So that's why we are going to use APIs. In general, the APIs can be free, or most of the valuable APIs comes for paid, or it requires registration. Why we require registration is, so many people can take in the information just to make sure that the server is getting crashed. So the user wants to know like who's taking the information. So that's why they require registration. They'll also monitor the API request, and if we are spamming, so the particular request will be denied by them. Okay. So now let us see how to do it for free, and what to do when there is paid or registration required. So in case of free, so you can use an URL to hit the particular API, and then you can get a response from that. So in case if it is a paid, or if you need registration, then the end destination server will provide a key and an ID. So if you use that as part of the request, so they will provide a reply in a specified or defined format. So now let us see the examples of APIs. So for example, we are using API for any constantly changing data. Just for example, the currency exchange rates. You will think currency exchange rate will not change day to day, but it will change second to second, because the people of trading perform the trades by using the exchange rates. Then real-time weather data and forecast. So as usual, so it is going to change every day, every hour. Then job listing websites. So every time there will be new job listed, and already took job will be removed out of the listings. So this is why we will be using the job in job listing. And then nutrition analysis. So people will be adding many foods and its nutritional analysis. So it will be a constant changing data. So in real life, API is used everywhere. So in this course I'll explain how to use an API for free APIs, and also the paid APIs with key and ID. So thanks for watching. See you next video. Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see about HTTP protocol. So this is a protocol where the data is transferred between two servers or website. Generally, servers and clients usually communicate through HTTP request and response. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and it specifies how requests and responses are to be formatted and transmitted. So these requests are the reasons how most web surfing is happening. When we open a page, the browser sends a request to the server to a particular page. So the server requests it to the end destination server, and we will get a response based on our request. Generally, the request will be sent for HTML page in general, where we will get a response as part of image, text, videos, or another HTML page. Generally, that data will be stored in the destination server. Generally, we have a request sent and the data being received by the user in human readable form. Let us see here how the HTTP request works. Client sends the request, and then the end remote server or end server sends a response back. Generally, the request is sent as form of headers. So headers are the piece of information it provides related to request as as encoding or any other language specified format, and so the response will be sent based on the request sent from header. So the length and type of data is provided, which is making the request, cookies, and so on. So headers will contain all the information such as length, cookies, and other information. So header are intended to make communication on the web easier and more reliable, as server has better idea on how to respond. So we'll have a predefined format in which the end destination server is expecting the request, so that the response will be made accordingly. So generally we'll have two type of requests. One is get and another one is post. Get is the most predominantly used request because it is sent from a server quite easily, and it can be bookmarked by a particular browser. So it is very easily created and the request can be easily sent, where that particular request can contain a parameter which can be passed, and it is human readable format as part of the browser. So generally when you are going to like developer information, so you can see the data or parameter passed through the get request. So you can't send the password or any sensitive information via get request. And then coming to post. So post is the request which we will send for confidential information such as password or price or any other information which whatever be confidential will be sent via post. So in general the parameter is separated from the body, so it is more secure and hackers can't hack based on the post request, and it cannot be bookmarked by browser. Then coming to response. In general, the response will be of two kinds. One is status and another one is body of the response. So status contains the following encounters. Okay, 200, which it means the request is succeeded. 404 means you cannot find the request resource. 400 means bad request, where the server cannot understand about the request. 500 internal server error means the request was not completed. It is the server has met an unexpected condition. 502 bad gateway. That means the request is not again completed and the response the server received is not happy with the request, and it has some invalid response from the upstream server. So in general the body of the response will contain the information such as images, text, etc., so that it can be readable by the user. So hope the HTTP is very clear. I'll explain in detail how to create a response and request in this particular video series. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see about JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It is derived from JavaScript programming language. It is a standardized data exchange language on the web. In general, the response received from the destination server will be received in the form of JSON. Let us see why JSON format is used across all the web APIs. In general, we have three key concepts. One is it is easy for humans to read and write. So it is very readable. It will be generally in dictionaries and lists, and it is almost easy to understand. Only in case of very complex JSON actions, it will be very difficult to read. Apart from that, JSON will be easily readable by anyone who knows basics in programming languages. Then it is easy to program, process, and generate regardless of programming languages. JSON will be almost supported by most of the programming languages. Whatever be the backend programming languages used, the API can be read easily from JSON. Then the third point is it is written in plain text. What that means is it is extremely readable and you don't have to have encryption or decryption. It is just written in plain text. The competitor for JSON is XML. So XML was used predominantly by SOAP API, which is almost not used by any of the latest technology websites. So REST API will be using JSON. It is mostly used across all the websites for every advanced action. Then how JSON is created. So JSON it is familiar across all the users. It is created by dictionaries and lists. Now I will explain like how JSON looks like. So this is how the JSON looks like. So it is pretty readable, right? So we have rates. So it is easily readable, and we have rates of every particular currency with respect to the base currency of euro. So this is how the JSON looks like. It is pretty simple to read, right? and it is extremely readable by in human format, and it is extremely easy to process and generate APIs. Hope it is very clear on why JSON is used. So thanks for watching. See you next video.
Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see about how to install Python in your system. So what you can do is you can go to any of your browser and type Python installation. Okay. So you will see this particular URL at the beginning. Okay. So here you can go and you can search for the latest version. So in this, I have chosen 3.7.4. Okay. So this is the latest version. You can use, if you are a Mac user or Linux user, you can click here to check it out. Okay. So this is how, if you click on this and do the normal installation, what you can see is, you can see this particular version of it. Okay. So you can see this particular program got which will be getting installed along with this particular version. Okay. So these are the two areas which will work if you are really installing it properly. Okay. You don't have to have any confusion in this. You can just go ahead and click this. Okay. If you are not able to do it, or if you have any issues, you can let me know in the comments below. So I'll definitely make sure to help you on that. Then the next platform which you are going to use is PyCharm. So for majority of the initial part of the course, I'm going to use this particular IDE as the Python, because it is really user friendly and it is one of the most widely used IDE for Python. Okay. So you can use this Python. So obviously you can go ahead and download this particular IDE. So everything is free, so you don't have to worry about the fees. So here you will have couple of versions. So you will have community versions and paid version. So you can choose community versions. I don't think paid version is required at all. So you can see the professional edition and community edition. I think we can get almost all the things using this particular community version for now. So you can use PyCharm. You can download it now and you can install as usual. Okay. And then it is not really needed upfront, but what you can do is you can also install Jupyter Notebook. So this is a free open source tool which really helps you to code. So how this code is, you will get an online URL from where you can code it. Okay. So we'll have something like this. You can code from Google Chrome itself. Okay. So you can code from your browser. So that is how it works. So I think I covered all the areas. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in next video.
Hello everyone. Before going into the implementation of API in Python, let me explain how to install the request in Anaconda. So we have used Anaconda and Jupyter. So I have explained how to install Anaconda and Jupyter in beginning part of the course. If you are not sure, you can go ahead and see how to install Anaconda and Jupyter Notebook. So before going to the API, you need to make sure that Anaconda has this particular pip of request HTML installed. So the command used is, you have to open, one second, you need to open the Anaconda prompt and you need to type pip install request-html. You can use this particular command and click enter. I have already installed it, so you can just click enter, and so you are going to get completed message in some time. So this is how you can start programming using HTML. So it will keep installing and you will get a completed message at last. So that's it for this video on installation of request in Python. So thanks for watching. Let us go into the creation of HTML requests. Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see about how to start using Jupyter Notebook. I have already explained how to create a Jupyter Notebook, but I will show it anyway. So you have to open the Jupyter Notebook command prompt. So once you have opened, automatically you will have the Jupyter Notebook open in Chrome. So if you have any doubts in opening the Jupyter Notebook, you can browse in the web. You can easily get the Jupyter Notebook available. Yeah, you can see that it is all opening automatically in Google Chrome. So here what I'll do is I'll create new. So I'll create notebook, so it will open a new screen. Let us see whether it's opening or not. Okay, here I can see it has opened with the untitled number 4. Okay, So now let me start with showing what we are going to do. So I have a website here. So this is a website used by Europe Currency Exchange Corporation. So in this website, using euro as a base currency, you will get the values of all the particular values from different countries. Okay. For example, here we'll have USD, we'll have INR, everything will be available as per the latest value. We can also see the historic value. We will see all about this in while doing this particular creation of Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So now let me show you how to start creating any particular API. So Python is the simplest way to create and access API compared to any other languages. In any other languages, you need to code about 10 lines to enable the connection, but here you just have to do import requests. If you miss even a single character, it won't work. So make sure that you don't miss the yes. Okay, and then we can just directly use. You have to have a variable to store the value. Again, copy the link and paste. Okay, and then what we have to do is I'm creating a variable called response, and then I'm calling what this means is, so the request is sent for base URL. So base URL is the particular URL. Okay, we are planning to send a response to this particular website and get the value. So now we'll see whether we are getting a response or not. As I mentioned in theoretical video, if we are getting true, then it's working. If not, it's not working. Let us see what's the issue. Let me see. It is showing in Anaconda we have some issues. Let me open the Anaconda prompt. It is installing this package because it's showing that this particular package is not there. So I am doing it again. Okay, now let us run and see. Yeah, here you can see the true is available. So make sure that if you have any clarifications, okay, you see whether this particular package is installed or not. If it's not installed, then you can use this particular command which I have given in last video, and you can run it and get the point. Okay. So now it is very clear that you have got a response. So now we are going to what you are going to do is you are going to get the particular value of USD comparing to the pound. Okay. Let us see if the particular symbol is available. It's available. So we are getting a response of both USD and pound comparing to the EUR. Okay. So now let us see how to have the same kind of value here. Okay. So here how to create a particular URL is you can have similar to string concatenation. You can use here. For example, I'll use a value called param URL. Okay. And then what I'll do is I should use plus, and then I can use double quotes or single quotes. Here I am using single quotes, and then I am copy pasting this particular value. Okay. Now let us see whether the particular param value is correct. Let me run. So here I am getting a particular URL available. Okay. So this URL and this URL is same. So now let us see whether the content is similar. We can see the response. So I'm changing the value of response to request dot. I'm passing the param value. Okay, and I'll see whether a particular response is okay or not. Okay, if it's true, if it's available, if not, it's false. Okay, so it's true, so you can see. And then if you want to see the text, you can do in couple of ways. You can use response dot text, then you will get all the text, or else you can use response dot content. Both the way you can do it. Okay, you will get the values. Okay, so this is how you can get the value by passing the response, by passing the request and then we are getting the response based of whatever value available in the particular website. Okay, so this is how we are reading the entire website. For example, for in Google, if you are for example, I'll type Google. Okay, we will get a result. So we get the results. On clicking, we'll send a request, and it will search in the backend API and get the response. We'll get all these response in HTML format. So the particular browser is capable of reading that HTML text, and we are viewing this particular response as a result of API. So hope it is very clear. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see how to get the data in JSON format. So if you want to create a heading, what you can do is you can use, in the past versions, you can use double hash symbols, and then you can have something like get historical data. So automatically on clicking enter, you will get a particular heading. In this particular version, you can click like this and you can create heading. Okay, so you will have something like this. Okay, so you will have a heading. If you want to insert down, you can use insert cell below. Okay, you will get a cell. So now let us see how to get like in this video I'll explain how to get JSON data. So I'll change get JSON. Okay, so how to get JSON is, so you have to import a JSON format. So you can use the format called import JSON. Okay, and then you have to get the value. So I can use a variable called data to get the response. So we response already have the past data. Okay, you can use the same particular parameter. You can use a symbol called, that's it. So to store the value of response in a JSON format, you have to use a parameter to store the value. Okay, so then what you can do is you'll click like this, so I'll get the exact value. Okay, in a JSON format. Okay, then in JSON, why we are using JSON is you are getting a response here from JSON format. Okay, so now let us see how to read the data from JSON. Okay, for example, here what I am doing is I am going to get the rates. Okay, I am going to get the value of rates. Let us see. Okay, I am getting all the values only. So here we have these two data. So we are getting these data. For example, if you want to get only the data of USD, so what you have to do is to use USD. So what that means is I'm going to get the data of only the USD. What if you want the data of base? This is the base, right? So I'm just copying and changing the values. If you want the data of only base, so you can use like this. So why we are doing is, this particular data may have many values which is not relevant or which is not useful. So for using only the particular format, the best way of using is JSON. So that's why we are using it. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see about how to get historical data from this particular API. So I'll just create a heading. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get a particular response, like what should be the historical URL. Okay, so this should be the historical URL. So this you can search it from the API documentation. So what should be the link? So I'll have something like okay, so I'll store the value of history URL. So as usual, what I'll do is, just to make sure that history URL is correct, so I'll just run the program. Okay, the right URL is shown. So I'll pass the request in response to the response. I'll use response is equal to OK. So of course you are going to get true. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll import the value to the JSON. I'll just store the value as h data, and then I'll call response of JSON. So all the value will be stored as JSON. And then to print the value, so we have to use the indentation. For example, I'll just print the value and then I'll show why we are using indentation. Sorry. sorry, should be response dot text. Okay, so here this is in this particular format. In this format it is not very much readable, so that's why we are calling this particular function as hdata. So now let me explain how to do indentation. You have to do print JSON dot dumps hdata indent is equal to 4. For example, if you want more indentation, you can use it. So for example, here I will use indentation of 4. Let me print and see. Here you can see that we have 4 indentation available. Okay, so it is very much readable, right? So comparing to the previously, if you give this as a report and this as a report, so obviously everyone will prefer this particular value. So this is how we have to create indentation. Next, I explain how to get time period, the value of particular currencies for this particular time period. Okay, so for this I have already taken this particular URL. So here what I have done is I have taken values of URL from 2019 April to 2020 April 26. I'll just store the value. So let me show you what's the difference. Let us see what's wrong. So sorry, there's a spelling mistake. Okay, here the value is available. So here it gets all the values. So let me show you. So this is the value. So you can see there's a lot of value available. So in between this particular value and this, inside 1 year, we will have all the values of the particular value of GDP with respect to the euro for the whole 1 year will be available here. Okay, let me print. So the whole text will be available here. So it is not readable. Similar way you can do something like this. Okay, so if you have, then it will be very much readable. So that's why we are using JSON. Okay, so now just for explain, so I'll explain to find the type used here. So we can use something called, so what is the type we are used here? It will show dictionary. Okay, we are using dictionary format. So as you know, JSON is works in couple of ways, dictionary and list. So here we have used dictionary. Okay, and then if you want to see the keys used, then it will show you the keys used here. So here we have rates, started, base, end. So here you can see, maybe I'll take here. So here we have rates. So everything falls under rates. Okay, and then we have started. This is one of the keys. Base is one of the keys, and ended is one of the keys. We have 4 keys here, so that's given here. Okay, so hope this is clear on how we are using the response using JSON, using historical data. In next video I'll explain about errors in response. So thanks for watching. See you next video. Hello everyone. In this video we'll see about how errors are handled in APIs. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll use a variable called wrong URL just to make sure that how we are reading the value. For example, here from this value I'll change this. This is the months, right? So for example, what if I pass 13 in months? So I'll get an error. So let us see how this works. Okay, and then as usual I'll pass the response to this particular value. Okay, let us see the response. Here I am getting response as false. So whenever you use the response here, we'll have it as false if the some values here is set wrong. Okay, and then I'll use status code. So I've explained in the status code in the PPT on how the status code will be available if we have incorrect values. So we are getting, instead of getting 200, we are getting 400 internal error. Okay, so let us see the response in JSON format. here you can see the JSON has the particular value available. Okay, so this is how we are getting this particular value available in JSON. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see about getting response from a new API website. So let me start with creating a request and JSON import. Okay, so from where I am going to take the API call is from iTunes websites. Okay, so I'll use the URL here. Okay, I'll just see whether the site is properly updated. Okay, yeah, the site is properly available. Okay, so then what I'm doing is I'm going to get the base result from Beatles. Okay, I hope everyone knows about Beatles. Okay, I'm going to use a new parameter called params. Okay, here this is like an header. We'll pass it along with the header. Okay, this I'll explain in next few videos. The name which we are going to search is Beatles. Okay, and then country. I'm going to use US. Okay, sorry, country should be in double quotes, and then I'm trying to limit the values to 200. Okay, I can make it 100 or 200 as per my wish. Maybe I'll start with 200. Okay, so what happens is here we are sending this particular request from this particular site to R. So what I'll do is I'll check the URL of R showing incorrect syntax, and I'll check 1 second. Yeah, there is some error here. So yeah, it is not is equal to, yeah, sorry. Now the status code should be 200. Okay, now let us see the URL. Okay, so this is the URL. So if I use this particular URL, what happens is I am getting a file downloaded. Okay, so there is a file downloaded. If we download the file looks like this. Okay, so this is a big file. So just to teach you, I wanted to take a big file. Okay, here you can see the artist name is Beatles every time. Okay, so that's why these results came in. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to use this particular JSON, and I'm going to print the value with indentation. So how to do that is you have to pass the value and you have to use JSON, and then I need to print the value as usual. JSON dot dumps of info indent is equal to 4. So if you do like that, so obviously we are going to get the values. Yeah, here you can see the big values available. The entire value will be available. Okay, so for example, if we want to get the search result of only one value, then what we need to do is we need to print of JSON dot dumps of info of results. We are using keys of results. For example, if I need only one value, then I am going to use 0. Then I am going to use indent is equal to 4. Let me print and see how that works. Okay, so here you are getting values of only one result, only the first result. If you want second result, maybe like 100th result, then I can use like this. Then I am going to get the values of 100th result. Okay, so hope it is very clear. Here you can see the indentation available properly. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I am going to see get the exact value of the release date of the first function. Okay, for example, results of 1 of release date. Okay, so here you can use anything. Okay, so here what I'm trying to take is I'm trying to take the release date. Okay, this one, not the exact one, but that particular parameter. Okay, here you can see the exact release date is available. Okay, for example, if you want to check the keys, so this is similar to what we have seen in last time. So the number of keys is more compared to last time, right? So we're going to get result counts and result keys. Okay, so we are passing only info, so it is result count and results. So if you want to take all the, like if you want to print all the results and result state together, so what you can do is you can do for loop. Okay, for example, so this will print all the release dates of results. Let us see how that works. Sorry. It is right. Results. I think there is no spelling mistakes. Yeah, sorry, I miss as an or extra. Okay, so here you can see if you want to take only that parameter of all the result dates, you can do like this. For example, if you want to see currency, you can do similar way. For example, okay, then everything will be like USD. Okay, so this is how you can use the printing. Okay, so instead of doing this kind of difficulty in printing, so instead of doing like that, if you want to do any structuring, so this is how we are going to implement the structuring using pandas. Okay, so next video I'll do the implementation of the particular values using pandas. How to like structure and how to export the data from pandas will be explained. So before that, before closing this video, I'll just explain how to do error checks. Okay, how we will get the error checks value. So similar to what I have done in info attribute, I'm going to do the same similar set of action as I'm going to send params and I'm going to send some random values which is not available in the website. For example, the country is like XYZ. Okay, so that what happens, so obviously the value won't be available, so I'm going to get some wrong value. This is what we are expecting because we are going to check for error. Okay, here there is an error. So for example, here I'll use quotations just to make sure that we are getting different set of errors. Okay, so if I use if I am not using any single quotation or double quotation, it is going to throw an error. So if the exact value is not available in the particular website, you are going to get the error status as okay as false. For example, if I am going to do error status code, it is again going to throw some error, maybe 400. Yeah, okay. So hope this particular video is very clear on how to use some big XML reading. So big XML reading is similar to what we have done in last video, so there is no much difference. The only thing is you need to know how you have to pass the value of params. So every particular website will be in different structure. Once you get to know how to process the params, it is really easy to perform different set of actions using API requests. So that's it for this video. Next video I'll explain about the structuring and exporting of values using pandas. Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see about how to structure and export the values using pandas. So here we have seen how to take the value of one particular value of all the results available. So now we will use pandas. Pandas is one of the best data science package available in Python. So now let me construct the pandas. Let me import the panda package first. I'll use the pandas as PD, which is usual. Okay, and how to do like gather the data is very simple. So what we'll do is we can have a particular parameter called song details. okay, and then I can use the keyword called PD, and the keyword is data frame. Don't miss any particular lowercase or uppercase, then you won't get results, you will get an error, okay. And then we will pass the code info, which we have here, okay, info of results. So what happens here is, so every particular value of results will be shown in proper tables. Let me show. Now let me run the program. This loading, the symbol shows it's loading. There seems to be some error. Let's see. This results, info of results, it's correct. Song details, data frame. Looks good to me. Yeah, it's song details, sorry. Yeah. Now let me run. Yeah, here you can see all the values are properly created in a particular table format, okay. Everything will be perfectly available based on what we have available in the particular content which you have shown, okay. So you can have the data properly visible to the end user as per our request. We don't have to do any particular programming or coding. So in other languages it is really difficult to do this kind of coding, because it is going to take, we have to make sure that how this particular JSON structure is available. So you need to read the particular format, and then only we can do different type of options. But pandas is it's really helpful for any particular program to, like the default packages available in the pandas helps us in categorizing the particular values along with their expected columns, and then it gives the value properly in the rows, okay. Now let me explain how to create a CSV, okay, how to download a value in CSV. So what I'll do is use called song, small case, song details. So the panda has really simple keyword called to_CSV. So what that does is it converts a particular value and save it as CSV, okay. So I'll do iTunes _ Beatles .csv. So what that does is, so it converts the value as CSV. So let me run the program, okay. So here you won't get any particular values, but if you go to the particular path where this particular file is, then you will see this particular file. Let me go. So here you can see the iTunes Beatles. So here only I have stored Udemy tunes. So if you want that particular file to be saved in some other path, you need to give the path here, okay. This is how you can get the values. So I'll open and show you. So here you can clearly see the values available properly with proper format. Everything looks good, right? So there is only 4 lines of code to get this particular file properly formatted and converted into Excel. So hope it is very good. So that's it for this video on pandas and how to read iTunes files or bigger or complex files. So thanks for watching. See you in next video. Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show on how to start using the paid APIs or the APIs which requires the registration, okay. So I'm going to use a nutrition website which shares the values of all the calories used in every recipe, okay. So you can go to the Google and search for Edaman, okay. So you can use this particular website. It provides all the nutritional analysis on 3 different case of actions, okay. So and then what you can do is you can come here and you can do sign up, okay. So here it shares the nutrition analysis value, recipe search, and analyze the meal. So based on whatever you give here, it gets the value, finds and provides you the calories taken for the particular nutrition, okay. So if you click on sign up, so it asks for email ID and it asks you for setting the password, so you can give. So there is 3 options available here. One is free and another 2 is having values. So here we can use free because we don't need much of a API hit. So if you want to use in different apps or if you want to use it in your particular website, it is better to use the startups, okay, because it takes around 1000 hit, okay. If it is scalable, so if your website has large number of users, then you can start using the interface value, okay. So this will help you in using the nutrition from this particular website. So this is how every API works. Generally the API will be using registration, because the hackers or anyone outside, or while taking values, it is not acceptable to sell the value to some other for the cost. So people, the developers ones who is taking the information, so that's why they require the registration, or the API is paid, okay. So here we can use 200 recipes per month. So make sure that you create a sign up for this website, and you can use this particular plan, okay. So and then what you can do is you can go to dashboard, okay. So here I have logged in already, so I will go to the dashboard, okay, and then I'll go to services, okay. So here we have nutrition value, okay. Sorry, I should go to, yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I need to go to get API key now, okay. So here you click on view, okay. So here you will get application ID and application keys. Make sure you are getting this particular values available. So you go to dashboard and then go to applications. I'll go again. First, this will be the generic website, okay. So here you can click on dashboard, and then you can click on application, and then you can click on view, okay. Here you have application ID and application key. So take this. So in next video I'll explain how to use the application and application key to get the data from the website. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Hello everyone. Let me start to create a particular API using registration of particular website Edaman. So in last video I explained about registration of Edaman website. So now I'll start to implement the API gathering from the particular website, okay. So similar to what we have done in last particular videos, I'm going to import request and JSON, okay. And then as I mentioned in last video, I explained about taking the particular values of API keys, right. So now I'll do the same. Go to dashboards, applications, view. Please don't use this particular application IDs and keys, because it will take more than 200 hits and you will not get exactly how to use it. So try to sign up and gather the application ID and keys, okay. So here I will create an ID called app_ID, and I will pass the values in double quotes, okay. So I will also create app_key, I'll use the application key, okay. Hope it's clear till now. So this two values should be taken from your particular website, right. Don't take the same values, okay. And then you have to go to the particular documentation. So here now I am going to explain you how to start using any particular API documentation, okay. So in every particular API documentation you will get to have some values called like page called documentation, okay. So this is where it explains you how to use the particular APIs based on your so this explains how the API works, okay. So how to send your particular request so that the response will be got from the particular website. So this is like a formula or machine, right. So here what they have done is they have asked us to take the path from here, okay. So I'm taking a path from here. This will be our URL, okay. So I'll create something called API_endpoint, okay. And now I'm going to, so this will not be sufficient. If you call this, it is going to throw an error. Let me show, okay. So and then what they have mentioned is they have asked us to use these things, okay. So what they need to do is they asked us to pass the API ID and key along with the request, okay. And also as per the particular recipes, they also wanted to, like if you want the data of any particular recipe, you need to send title, ingredients, So other things if needed, okay, if possible you need to send all these particular, only these attributes should be sent to them, okay. And then they also asked that request must contain this particular header value in the header, okay. So these are their particular request, okay. So now, and below they have given the examples also. So now I'll build it for you, so that you don't need to go through all the documentation for now. But if you in future, if you need to build any particular API documentation, you should surely know how to read the documentation and use it, okay. So now I'm creating a parameter called URL, okay, and then I'm creating an URL, okay, and then I'm passing app underscore ID, okay. So this is how the data looks like. So here, and then I'm passing the value app underscore ID plus double quotes of and app underscore key is equal to plus app underscore key, okay. So this provides, let us see whether this particular value provides an URL, okay. Now I'll explain why I am using this question marks. So here if you come and see, you can see they would have given a particular format, okay. So this is how you have to send the post request. I have already explained how get and post works. So they will provide how you have to pass the application ID and key. So similar way you have to use it. So that's why I have used those question marks here. If not, I will not use it, okay. So now I have printed the URL. Let's see how the URL looks like, okay. So URL looks like this, okay. So this completes the getting a response from this particular website. Now let us see how to send a post request, okay. So in the beginning video I would have explained why we have to use post request, right. So we should not use get, because get will be tracked from the particular request. So in case if you are using keys or password, you have to use post, okay. So now let me set the headers. So here they have mentioned specifically that you have to use these headers, right. So I'm going to use this header. I'll explain how to create a header. I'll create something like headers is equal to, and then I need to pass the particular value in a single quote or double quote, anything, okay. And then they have specifically mentioned to send the recipes along with the particular, recipe should be sent along with the request, so that then only you will get the particular response, okay. I'm passing a recipe. So I should create a title and ingredient. So title, everything should be in single quote. Anything except the value should be in single quote or double quote. For example, here if I need to know about the ingredient of cappuccino, okay. So what is the ingredient of cappuccino? That I'm going to pass it here. So nothing given here is on my own, okay. So everything, every particular parameter like title, ingredient, it's not my own provided attribute, so it's all given there. So make sure that you are using the same values, okay. Okay. So I have passed the recipe and the header, and then what I am planning to do is I'm going to send a, you should send a response, right. So to get I'm going to send the request, and so here I have used post. It is clear that, so now you would have been clear that why I am using get and why I am using post. In theoretical section I have explained to you the difference between get and post, okay. And in post what I am sending is I am sending URL headers is equal to headers. You can use any name here, and you have to pass header here, or you can use the same value, so there's no issues. And then JSON format should be recipe. We are explaining that JSON format which we have passed is send recipe. Now let us see what is the status code of R. What is the response of R? There is some error. Sorry, we should never use is equal to. We are using dictionary, right? So dictionary is a colon format. Yeah, here I could see an error. Let's see what's wrong. So yeah, between title and ENGR. So I can see here. Yeah, they have used a comma here, so I missed. So yeah, we put comma and run. Yeah, I could get the output. So now let me see what's the URL they have used. Okay, this is a URL. Let me see what's the content coming through the particular URL. What is the response coming through? Okay, so this is the response coming through this particular request. So we are checking the cappuccino's ingredients used, and what is the ingredients used for 15 grams of ground espresso or espresso pot for 160 ml of milk. Okay, so now what we see is we can get response. Okay, we can get response from the yeah, we can get response from the particular value. Okay, so what we can do is we can get the value like maybe get no, I can have like cappuccino. I can use it as cap. I'll get the values from R. Okay, and then I'll do indentation as usual. JSON dot dumps. I'll pass the value, the parameter, and then indent is equal to 4. Okay, this is the usual which we will do. Let us see. Okay, so everything we are having every particular values. Okay, here you can see several values. Okay, you can get all these values. For example, what I am doing is first I will get what are the keys available. Big keys. Okay, so we have these many keys available. So inside that we have many sub keys also. Okay, so first we'll see we'll get the value from total ingredients. Okay, maybe for example I'll pass the value of total ingredients and see what are the total ingredients. The total ingredients of cappuccino is this much ingredients is there. So for example, if I want to take a value of sugar, so what do we need to do? So you know what we need to do. We have to use extra array to pass the value. It's as simple as that. Let's see whether the value is coming through. So as I can see here, the same value of sugar is available. Okay, so that's it on how to read the data. So now again as usual I'll explain how to do the data and how to structure the value. Okay, I'll create a header. Getting the values from API is very simple once if you start using pandas. Okay, import pandas again. I'm going to use data frame. I'll use cap and I'll get all the values of total nutritions. Okay, and then let me print and see how it looks like. It's loading. Let's see. Okay, here you can see all the values available. Okay, this might not be readable. So for example, if you want the data, if you want to transpose the data, you can use the function called transpose. Now let me run and see. Yeah, it's much more readable, right? So here for cappuccino we have used sugar of 8.3 grams. Okay, here you can see the calories used for cappuccino is 102. So similarly all the nutritions of the particular cappuccino will be shown properly. Okay, so and then as usual I'll explain. Okay. Yeah, for example, if I want to export the value as PDF, so it's very simple to do. The way how simple to do is we can use any particular parameter called maybe for example trans is equal to, and then we can use trans to convert it to CSV, underscore CSV of, can use any name, cap.csv. so what happens, so this particular CSV will be exported and placed in our local folder. Now let us, oh yeah, sorry, it's trans, spelling mistake. Let me run again. It should be it should be in, I guess. Let us see. Yeah, here cap is available. Let me open and show. Yeah, all the values are available as expected. So that's it for this video, and that's it for the API and reading of API. So in next series I'll explain about web scraping in details. Thanks for watching. See you next section. Hello everyone. To complete the API videos, I just wanted to explain you how we can create a currency calculator app. For example, we can fetch a data from any currency to any currency, and we can create a currency calculator. For example, the conversion of euro to dollars, or from pounds to dollars, or anything. So from any base currency to any base currency. So let us start creating a currency calculator app. I'll import requests. Also I'll import JSON, and then so all the dates and from which day to which day we are going to take the calculation. So we can do everything what we have seen in the video of API calculation for exchange rates. Okay, for example, I am taking inputs from the user. Okay, so here in this particular website we have couple of options. One is we can mention by YYYY DD format or latest. Okay, both will work. And then we can get the data like base currency, and then conversion currency, and then quantity, how much quantity we need to take inputs. Okay, this completes the input part. Okay, now we can create, sorry, this should be is equal to I'll also have Q quantity here. Base URL, we can keep this particular URL. This will be the base, and then the general URL will be base URL plus, it should be like this. Okay, so this will be date, here you can see we have latest, so latest will be the dates, and then we'll have base. We'll get the value from base, and then symbol, is equal to, and then we'll have conversion. So here we have convert. Okay, and then we'll get the response by sending the request, right? So Okay, just for reference I'll print and check. It's not required, but just for checking purpose. Then what we'll do is we'll check whether the response is fine or not. Okay, if the response is false, then what we'll do is we'll print error in input. Else we'll have data, we'll get the data from response and store it. We'll get the data of rates. Here you can see here we have the key of rates, so I'm using rates, and then I'll get the rates of today's value, which is which will be like, for example here, for example Canadian dollars. Okay, and then I'll calculate the results, which is quantity multiplied by rate. Okay, so this will be perfectly calculated. So then I'll print the results. So what I'll do is I'll print all the value. For example, here what I'll do is I'll print quantity, base, result, and everything, data. Okay, so for example I'll just start with an enter. Okay, just starts from the next line. And then what I'll do is I'll close the double parenthesis and I'll set the values for all the flower braces. How we can do is we can use dot format, and then we can have quantities, comma, base, comma, results, comma, converted, then comma of data of date, or else you can directly take the date value. Anything is fine. Okay, so then what will be the result is, so 20 USD is equal to, for example, 24 euros upon the exchange rate of the particular date. So this will be the output. So let us see the output is coming through or not. I could see an error. There's an error in this particular line. Okay, sorry, I have not closed here. Now it should be fine. Okay, I'll type latest. Currency will be USD. Then conversion currency is euro. We'll get the value something like it should be float. Let's see whether it works or not. So it should be, in general, the quantity which we are sending should be float. So let me run. So here you can see if the conversion is not good, because here you can see everything is given in float, so it is expecting the float value. Okay, so I'm changing it this particular value as float. Yeah, con should not have double quotes because we are calling a particular function, right? So let me rerun. Yeah, here you can clearly see the values available. So 20 USD is equal to 17.0 euro upon the exchange rates of today's date. Okay, so this is how the currency calculation works. Hope it is very clear on how to work on APIs for any mini projects. So thanks for watching. See you next video.